Hi folks, Gary here, and with 2025 now in the rearview mirror, it's time to take a look and see what happened in North Vancouver real estate. Okay, so let's start with sales, and of course this is for the entire 2025 year. And in all three categories, we can see that the sales were down over the last 3 years. And with detached, we're down 27% over the 10-year average. Apartments down 22% over the 10-year average, and townhouses down 13% over the 10-year average. So looking at new listings, all three categories, of course, up, and a great number of listings available. With detached, we're up 7% over the 10-year average, apartments 25%, and townhouses 34% over the 10-year average. And then looking at listing inventory, detached, we're up 23% over the 10-year average. Apartments also up 59% over the 10-year average. And townhouses 70% above the 10-year average. Okay, so let's take a look at prices. With detached, the benchmark price was $2,441,600. That's a drop of 3.8% in the last 12 months and down 7.4% in the last 6 months. Townhouses, the benchmark price was $1,257,600, down 4.4% year over year and down 7% in the last 6 months. And then finally, with apartments, benchmark price was $775,500, down 2.8% year over year and down 5.4% in the last 6 months. So just looking at what the prices were at the peak in 2022, detached came down 342,000, attached down 158,000, and apartments down 52,000. All right, so there you have it. 2025 was a record-setting year with fewer sales and more listings than we've seen in decades. The Bank of Canada reduced the bank rate by 1%, decreasing borrowing rates, and prices came down as well, making it probably the most affordable time to buy real estate that we've seen in years. Yet the buyers stayed on the sidelines. And why was that? It wasn't enough to move the dial. Canadians today are facing financial strife. They're having trouble just making ends meet on a monthly basis. They're seeing living costs going up in terms of sheltering, food. Everything's going up through the roof. And the potential buyers are waiting for mortgage interest rates to decrease before they come back to the marketplace. So what can we expect to see in 2026? Royal LePage forecasts that for Vancouver, detached prices will drop 5% and strata prices 3%, again causing better affordability. And I think that together with the fact that buyers will realize that mortgage interest rates are not going to be decreasing this year will cause them to come back into the marketplace, which will result in sales. And I think that the market will start to move again. Either way, it's really hard to say. And I'm wishing you and your family a wonderful 2026. And until next month, take care.